Hi everyone, Danny here, and this is a Sram Apex 1x11 derailleur. Let's listen to it after some kilometers in the mud. As you can hear, it doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound good at all. To clarify everything, I'm gonna show you how to clean pretty much everything you can clean on this derailleur, and we'll show the Type 3 clutch. I've done now about between 200 and 300 kilometers in the mud, in wet conditions, very sandy roads. Sometimes I would almost stuck my bike, get stuck like through the axles, to the axles of the wheels. So very extreme conditions, which doesn't make me change now my opinion on this derailleur. It's not high quality. I was not happy with the performance of the derailleur right now, because when you look at the jockey wheels, for example, there is absolutely no seals. You can see that it's full of grime. It's very easy for the dirt to come into it. And if you remember, maybe my old this is rust on the bushing. So just look at what I'm doing. Some additional info. If you remember my review on the Carver German road bike on Shimano on SRAM Apex, I said that this was amazing piece of components, because it was the most quiet drivetrain I've ever ridden. It was a very good one, and I would say until you ride in very clean conditions, it's fine. This one doesn't seem to me that precise as the road one. That was 10 speed, I believe, the one on the Carver bike. But this 1x11 drivetrain is made for gravel bikes, cyclocross bikes. This derailleur comes from my cyclocross bike, and so it should be waterproof. It should be dirt proof. So this is the clutch. And the clutch is unserviceable. I don't think we can do anything on it. I'm just gonna show you how it looks like. You can check whether there is some water coming in. This one was pretty waterproof. Now 2 Allen keys from both sides, and you can remove the inner plate, the outer plate of the derailleur's cage. It goes easily. You will now see the spring getting loose, and it's fine. So on this side it looked quite clean, though the cap, the black part on the right side right now, I'm holding it in my fingers on the right side, I'm sorry, seems like it does create a lot of friction between the derailleur and its cage. So this is the clutch. The clutch is quite clean. How it works? It goes easily when you spin it clockwise, and it stops. It brakes when you go counterclockwise. So this is easy. I will show you more precisely right now. So to the right, clockwise, it goes easily. Counterclockwise, that's how it's stabilize your chain. It works well. It was quite okay. I think there was no dirt so far there in the clutch. I was not able to remove it. I tried to push it outwards. I tried to do it inwards. Doesn't really work. So I did some initial cleaning. You just want to remove some bigger parts of dirt and grime in order to have your soapy water cleaner for a longer time. But still, in the water, I was not able to clean everything. Just remove all that grime mechanically. You want to have these parts clean and greased. I'm not sure what was there originally, but seems like nothing was left. So this is my biodegreaser I'm using. Sprayed just a little bit. I've owned it for 2 years, I think, now, maybe even longer. So I just sprayed everything a little bit, and then cleaning of these parts will be easy. This is rust. This is bad. So the bushings on the pulleys, both upper and lower, these are same exact pulleys, are low quality. I didn't show you that. This is clean already. I didn't show you that on the derailleur, but you could see some play on the pivots. It's not. Oh, it's far from Eagle, from being Eagle. I was telling you that Eagle XX1 was amazing, GX was great, and NX for the price was amazing. This, no, this is not for me. You can also remove the cage lock by simply pushing it, as I showed you, and then remove that little clip. And that's it. You want to clean everything. When there was old grease, remove it and replace it with the new grease. The original grease on the spring was very sticky and heavy. I don't have such a grease. I've never had such a grease. I'm just using my general super duper Shimano all-use grease, which should work for another couple of hundreds of kilometers on the mud. So it wasn't much really. Make sure there's no dirt. There's that bar adjuster. It's very easy to get wet, and then that dirt and water comes into the housing. So you want to have that one clean. Maybe putting more grease on the spring would be a good idea. As I said, that grease, the original, was very heavy and sticky. Now I think on this plate I would put, on this cover, I would put much more grease, even more than I did, because there is really not nice friction between this part of the derailleur and its cage. Now find the little hole there for the spring. The spring should like pop in. You will see that in the second, right now, and lock. So it should be in place, locked. Then the cover, that hole for the spring is too big. It's not high quality. I was not surprised. You know, guys, I do like SRAM, and many parts of SRAM are of the highest quality. This one isn't really. I don't really like it, because if I was to use a cyclocross bike for a whole season, this derailleur would have to be serviced 5 times, I think. So wouldn't look good for me in wet conditions. In wet, right? Because in wet it will get dirty. This is all pretty easy. You just need to see. It's good to use the cage lock because it's easier then. In order to put the spring into its position now, you need to remove this little bolt so that you can spin the cage around. And it's easy because your spring is already in its place. That little cover is already in its place, so nothing will pop out. It's just easy. You need to do that one turn, and then the little bolt will get back. It's a locking bolt. It doesn't allow the derailleur to go too far, the cage to go too far, both ways, clockwise and counterclockwise. So that's it. I think there wasn't any grease here. It was just on the thread for that little cover, so I've put a little bit more. But remember, there is an O-ring. You want to have this thread here also greased, because when you put the O-ring, it will be just better protected against water and grime. Very little torque when you are using this one. I will show you that I've overdone this. So it's just a couple of Newton meters, very little. So I will tell you, make sure this is straight. I should have stopped here or here. Now see this. Boom. See, I needed to do it again. So very little torque here. This is important. Very important. Okay, so we've got the outer plate. We've got everything clean. Time for the pulleys. You can see a U at one of these there, and L at the lower one, so upper, lower, or up, low. But then when you look at the other side, you will see that each of these has U on one side and L on the other side. These are same exact pulleys. You can use those on the upper or lower part of your cage. Just make sure that on the outer side, just as we are looking now at the pulleys, the upper one has U on the outside and the lower L. Easy peasy, and no seals here. Why? I know that those cheaper components should not be that advanced, but a little rubber seal there would cost 2 cents for such a pulley. Would be very good idea. And now guys, if you are riding only in wet, let's say in rainy conditions, you get home, you clean your chain as you should, you make it dry, you oil it. You're unable to dry the bushings on the pulleys unless you actually remove those from the derailleur. And if you don't, after just a couple of days, it might be even a week, you will hear and feel the resistance on those pulleys because the rust will be there. And of course, cyclocross races, very easy for those to just get worn. So didn't like it, that's why I'm showing you. This is important because of the quality of the part. It looks like more modern design, one by drivetrain and so. But and the clutch is great, I would even say. Otherwise, Apex, not for me, guys, not for me. Okay, you wanna have your okay, let's listen to this. Now it's way better, though you will still hear this. Listen to this. Not that much, but you can still hear some friction there. So we want to have our derailleur dry, but all the pivots should have some lubricant on them. And as you can see, we have here 4 pivots, right? But 8 joints, because on each side, you see, this is the lower, this is another one for the spring, so 8 plus 2 for the spring. This is the upper for the pivot, and then the spring. So 8 places should be should have the lubricant, right? So all the joints for the derailleur, and plus, which is, sorry, that's 8 plus 2 for the spring, where the spring is holding on to the two parts of the derailleur. Okay, 10 places. We are almost there. You want to have, you don't want to have any dirt on the thread here on your hanger, derailleur hanger. Little bit of grease here. Make sure this little part will touch to this limiting bolt. This is actually the bolt that's made for adjusting the distance between the upper pulley and the cassette cogs. And just be gentle and make sure it goes straight. It should be loose here, like this. And now if you have open up the chain, make sure it goes through the cage of the derailleur in the right way. There is a little part there you want to go on the inside, right? So the chain does not touch any metal parts of your cage. And now, boom, this is how we do it by hand. I did it just because, I mean, my chain was open just because I was making some tutorial for you. Otherwise, guys, I would do it just by opening the cage of the derailleur without removing it, without removing the chain. I try not to break the chain. And now, also, it's a good opportunity now having the derailleur on the bike to clean it. make it dry. You wanna have dry derailleur from the outside, which is obvious. That's it, guys. Let me know, how did you do? Cheers.